Okay, when I was doing this strut job, I noticed this plate was effectively rotted through. I was just driving along today and it was making a racket. I don't think it's dangerous, but it's embarrassing to drive. So to get this off, I think you need to take the disc off. Take the disc off, you need to take the caliper off. So take the wheel off, take the caliper off. There's 2 bolts, one in there, one in there. That one you can probably get to with a breaker bar. That one I had to use an impact driver on. This is quite a big chunky caliper. It's a single piston caliper. It's absolutely massive. And yeah, I don't think much of these brake pads. Pretty crappy. Anyway, just going to hang this up with a cable tie and then take this disc off. Okay, that's hanging up. And then we've got this, I think it's a hex bolt here. So let's see what that is. And then we'll take that off. Hopefully someone's put some copper grease in it before they put it on. Doesn't look like it, but we shall see. Okay, managed to get it off. So what you do is you get a nut, a wheel nut, stick it in there, wedge a screwdriver in, and then you get your, I think it's a 6 mil hex, and then I've got a breaker bar, and that managed to get it off. But bloody hell, it's pretty mangled. That's getting in with some copper grease on, definitely. Right, let's get this disc off and let's see what's behind. When you're fitting brake discs, always put some copper grease on the nut. All this is doing is just holding it in place. It's not a load-bearing component. The wheel nuts hold the disc, then the wheel holds the disc. All this is doing is locating it. There's no need for this to have Loctite or anything like that. And yeah, stick some copper slip on it. Make it easy for the next person who takes this off. Anyway, let's get the disc off. Right, the disc's off. It's looking pretty corroded on the inside. It's not the best quality. I mean, there's plenty of meat on it, but it's pretty shit quality brakes, I'd say. I don't know what they are. Right, here's the thing. As you can see, it's totally rusted through. It's probably galvanic corrosion, isn't it? So I think this is aluminium. No, that's steel. That's steel. That's aluminium. So you get your corrosion between the dissimilar metals. That was what has swelled up the inside of that the bolt. The reason I couldn't get this bolt out here, because yeah, it's basically swelled up in the back. Right, so what are my options here? I think I've got, potentially I could stick, let's have a look. I've got a couple of washers here. I don't know if they're going to be too big. Probably. I could stick one there, one down there, and that would hold it, potentially hold it on. There's actually another one. There's one down here. So there's 4 mounting points. They're all rotted off. So yeah, maybe one at the top, one at the bottom. It's not really essential, but it's just there to protect the brake disc, isn't it? We'll see if we can get these little nuts off. They're probably all welded in as well. Okay, I've got these little bolts out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they are. Top one. This one's funny. Sort of It's almost like the aluminium and the washer have welded themselves together. It's like a single piece of metal. It's galvanic corrosion, and that's why you can't get these bolts out. They're seized. And yeah, there's probably another reason why BMW recommends that you use new bolts each time. Anyway, let's get this tray back on. I want to go to bed, ideally. So I think probably definitely one. Oh, there's the washer. It's hiding. That was the top one. Actually, that's not the washer. That's the that's part of the. I'm getting bitten here. I'm getting bitten by midges on my ear. Yeah, these are little bits of metal from the. Is there one there as well? Don't know. I'm guessing this is original BMW. TRW is the OEM, BMW Germany, and likewise this one here, Germany. So these, I think, are the original arms. Don't know if you can see that. It's still in pretty good nick. 165,000 miles. It's just the brakes that are a load of crap. Sometimes I would hear a noise from this, and I wondered whether the bearing was going. It actually seems to be okay. I would like to get a new brake caliper. Maybe that one's okay. Right, enough pontificating. Let's get it back on. One at the top, one at the front. I might see if there's another one in the house, actually. If I've got 3 of these, then I can have one at the top, one at the front, one down here. And then maybe in the future I'll get a new shield. Probably don't need a BMW genuine part for this tiny piece of aluminium, which probably costs about 50 quid. You go and see if there's a spare washer in the house. Bear with me. Okay, managed to get a 3rd washer. So I've got 3, so let's put them on. And of course, when we do this, we have to check that these are actually holding the plate on. So if they're not, there's not really much use in having it. It's okay. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't stick out. Right, I'm going to stick this one back in as well. I don't want that hole getting crowded up. Be a bit of rattling. Okay, let's get the disc back on. Before we do that, got my trusty pot of copper NTC's grease, which I've had for about 25 years. Okay, there's plenty of copper grease on that bad boy. Honey, that's what it looks like when it's new. And that's what it looks like now. 20 years. 20 years in the field. Right, put the disc on, put this locating pin back. Put the caliper back, put the wheel on, done. Okay, the caliper's back on, the disc's back on. I'm just looking up the torque settings in my trusty Haynes manual. So, front caliper mounting bracket bolts, 110 Newton meters. I'm also curious as to what the size of this disc is. There seems to be three. There's quite a few different sizes of disc here. 292, 300, 312, 330, 338, 348. So I think I'm gonna see which one. I think it's I think this is a ATE caliper, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who fitted these brakes. They did a pretty shit job. I think when I've got some money, these are going. They'll probably pass an MOT. Look at the marking. I don't know what this is called, like blackening or something. Total crap. Just buy like a decent brake disc. It doesn't cost much. Like, get a Brembo and some Brembo pads. It's like, come on, don't skimp on brakes. Cheapskates. Anyway, I'm going to measure these. 110 with these. I was going to say, when you're doing your bolt release, so you obviously don't get the option for movement with a breaker bar. So what I do is I use my torque wrench to the highest setting, and then I reverse it, so it's basically loosening, and that works well because this obviously has got a little ratchet in, so it's like having a really, really long ratcheting breaker bar. This is a Halford's torque wrench, 660 to 300 Newton meters. Yeah, it's a very robust bit of kit. Right, get the tape measure and we shall measure this disc if we can. Have to eyeball it, because unless we measure the top, measure the middle, and then add the two together. Right, I just want to show you, having put this on, I just want to show you that it doesn't rub. There's that one. Difficult to see. Get this up. that one. And that one. So there's no rubbing. There might be a bit of vibration, but pretty fine. Okay, I've tightened up the bolts. I've given up on this brake wear sensor until the decent pads are installed with a hole that can actually take the brake pad sensor. I don't know what's going on in there, but it doesn't fit. It just doesn't, it's not the right size. So that's torqued up. What else do I need to do? I think that's it. Just put the wheel back on. I didn't change any of these sensors, did I? That's fine. That one's okay. Yeah, just put this back on. And then, yeah, I've ordered a new bolt and nut for this pinch bolt here. This is going to be an absolute pig. It's going to be a pig to get out, I know, out of this knuckle. I can't say I'm looking forward to it, but it will have to be done at some point. But yeah, look at that. 165,000 miles on the original shock. It's a testament to Sachs, you know. That's an REM shock and spring. It's been through British winters, and look, it's still in good condition. That top mount looks a bit ropey. I think I'd be looking to replace that. That boot doesn't look too bad. Could probably reuse that. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Don't need that in there. Let's get the wheel back on. Get it back on the ground. Torque it up. And I've measured this disc, at least with an eyeball, and I think it's a 300 mil disc. It's definitely no more than that. And yeah, I think that is the standard size for the SE. This is an M Sport, it's just an SE, which is plenty firm enough. Thank you very much. And the brakes are plenty good enough. Thank you very much. Maybe not for track, but for road, perfectly fine.